What's going on, everyone? My name is Mo Awesome from Awesome MTB. If you don't know who I am, I'm a mountain bike coach. Me and my fiance Hannah Awesome, we live in a van full time. We ride bikes, we teach people how to ride bikes, and we run this channel. And on this channel we have coaching advice, we have product reviews, we bring you along on group rides, so there really is something for everyone. So if you're not subscribed to the channel already, consider subscribing because it's a really fun channel and I don't want you guys to miss out on our daily videos. So we do a video every single day of the week. So with that being said, today's tip is something that I've been wanting to do for you guys for a while. It's basically how to cheat or bleed your Shimano brakes. Now, before we get into this video, I'm putting the disclaimer right here. This isn't a full instructional video. So this isn't a by the book, how to do it professionally by Shimano. This is the way I choose to maintain my Shimano brakes. It works wonders for me. And it's one of those things where, yeah, every 6 months you might need to do a full bleed on them. So basically get some new fluid in that system, get rid of that black fluid most likely at that point. But for that 6-month stint, this is how I maintain my brakes. It does wonder. It saves you time from taking your bike into a shop. And it's one of those things where if you're traveling or if you got a group ride and your brakes are feeling kind of soft, then the lever might be going towards the bar. It's something that you can do on your own. It's so simple. So yeah, so that's my disclaimer here. So if you are looking for a full professional video on how to bleed brakes, this isn't it. Don't watch this video. Come back tomorrow maybe. We might have something really cool that you might be interested in tomorrow. But as for this video, it's something for a majority of riders out there who are intimidated to work on their own bikes, but at the same time need to. And I actually fall into that category. I'm not an amazing wrench. I'm not a mechanic, but I do have to work on my bike. And one of the reasons I do choose to use Shimano brakes is because the maintenance on these things is so ridiculously easy. And it's one of those things that if I can do it, I guarantee you can do it too. And the coolest thing is I can probably do a full bleed on this in about 2 to 3 minutes. So it's something that you can do before a trail, or if you're traveling, you could do it on the road. And that's the awesome thing with this brake bleed technique. So right off the back, I'm going to go over what you're going to need to do this. And it's super simple. The only things you're going to need are basically this thing. It's a Shimano hydraulic mineral oil. So I have what I like to call the lifetime supply. They sell something smaller. Honestly, don't waste your money on that. Buy one of these and text your friends and ask if anyone wants to split the cost. And basically you guys can basically split it amongst yourself. So yeah, you're just going to need this fluid, which should last you your entire life. And you're gonna need this thing right here. It's the funnel system by Shimano with the plunger. This is really cheap. You should find it for about 10 bucks, I'd say. The only other thing you're gonna need, and you most likely have this, is a set of tools. So you guys need some hex wrenches, in particular a 2.5 and a 4 and a 5. I personally want to also talk about this cool product I found. It's basically the Topeak. I hope I said that correctly. They have this ratchet tool system, which is really cool because anyone who uses ratchet tools know it's really easy to kind of get those screws out of there. So I use this. You can use a general multi-tool, but so it's super simple. That's the only 3 things you're going to need. You're going to be able to maintain your brakes. You're going to save yourself on money. You're not going to have to take your bike to a shop. So let's get into the actual repair. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we want to loosen up our brake levers around our handlebars, and we want to actually put them parallel to the ground, and then we want to tighten them up a little bit just so they don't move during the actual bleed. The next thing we want to do, and this is the cool thing about this bleed, is that you can actually keep the wheels on the bike. You don't have to take them off. However, because we haven't separated the rotors from the bike, there is a chance that those can get contaminated or our brake pads might get contaminated. So what I like to do is I like to take a t-shirt or rag and I like to put it underneath the actual brake lever. And so I just like to make like a little canopy so that if I do overfill it a little bit or anything spills, that it's caught on that t-shirt or that rag. And like I said, you don't have to take the wheels off, so it's going to save you so much time on this actual bleed. So now that we have the rag underneath the lever is parallel to the ground. The next thing we want to do is go to the top of the brake and we want to find that bleed port. And you basically want to take a 2.5 mil hex wrench and you want to loosen that port up. So you want to take that thing out. Now be careful because there's a rubber O-ring that's on that bolt. You want to make sure you still see that rubber O-ring. So make sure it's still on there. Put that bolt aside in a very safe place. It is so easy to lose that bolt and it won't be fun if you do. So we put that aside, and the next thing we're going to want to do is we want to take our funnel system and we basically want to pour a little bit of that hydraulic mineral oil into the funnel system. You only need, I would say, a little less than half, more of that, kind of in between a quarter to a half. So whatever that measurement comes out to, I'm not a mathematician. But so you only want to fill it up to there, and then you want to make sure that plunger is still in there as you're filling that thing up. If you take that plunger out, that's what's keeping all of that oil from spilling through the bottom of the funnel. And as you can see on the funnel itself, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, there is an O-ring there as well. So you do want to make sure that that O-ring that was originally on that bolt is still on that bolt, and you don't have two O-rings on there. It's a common mistake. I've done it a couple times where I really can't figure out why this isn't fitting on that bleed port. And normally it's because there's two O-rings. So now that we have this filled up a little bit, the next thing you want to do is put it on the bleed port and you want to screw it in. So be careful how you screw it. Make sure you're not cross-threading anything or you're mis-threading it. But basically you're just going to screw it in until it gets somewhat tight. You're not going to crank that thing down, but you do make sure it's somewhat tight. And then the next step is you're going to take that plunger out. So we've taken the plunger out. After this, what you're gonna do is basically just press that lever a couple of times. And I can almost guarantee you, if your brake lever was basically going to the bar, it was feeling super soft, you're gonna see bubbles start to come out of that brake. And basically you're gonna press that lever a couple more times. I like to sometimes shake the actual brake hose a little bit to let out any extra bubbles on there. And like I said, you will probably see bubbles coming out of that brake. Now, this is an extra credit tip too. If you really wanna get those things feeling really good, a tip from an actual ex-Shimano employee, he's one of the most amazing wrenches I freaking know. Basically, he told me if you unscrew that free stroke adjustment, so if you look on that brake, there should be a free stroke lever. It's basically a screw lever, so you're gonna take a screwdriver and you're gonna unscrew that bolt, and you're gonna back that screw out a little bit, and then you're gonna press that lever again, and you should actually see a few more bubbles come out of that brake. So after you do that, you're gonna re-screw that if you did choose to take that step. If you were just pressing that lever, you're gonna wait until those bubbles stop coming out. I like to press that lever all the way in a couple of times, do some small presses, just really make sure all those bubbles are done. The next thing is make sure you put the plunger back in. I have forgot this step a couple of times. It is so annoying because you basically unscrew it, the funnel, and you pull it off and all that oil falls down. It's a mess. So like I said, put that plunger back in, and then after that, you're basically gonna unscrew this funnel system, put that cap back on the bleed port, and then I basically just tighten it down with that 2.5 mil hex wrench. And then, like I said, that is it. The only thing after that is basically taking a rag, cleaning off that lever a little bit. Maybe if you have some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol, use that to really get rid of all that oil on there, and then reposition your brake levers, tighten everything down, and then press that lever, and it is gonna feel so much better than it did before. You just saved yourself so much time and money from taking your bike to a bike shop. You bled your brake yourself, pat yourself on the back, and at the end of the day, like I mentioned, if I can do it, I am sure that you can do it. And I really do hope that I helped a few riders out there with this trick, because I know how long it takes for a bike shop to get you your bike back, how much of a bummer it is to actually be without your bike. So like I said, I really hope I helped a few riders out there. I actually did this in about 2 to 3 minutes from my buddy Eric. It's the person that I coach, and his brakes were feeling really good. I didn't pay him to say this, but
it works so much better. Thanks, appreciate it. So how much is that? 25 bucks?
25 bucks.
Oh man.
This is Eric. We're about to have our coaching session. He was having, his brake was just feeling funky, so I just did a quick little cheater bleed for him. And you've been having a lot of issues with your brakes, right? How's it feel now?
I feel nice. A lot more firm, for sure.
Are you blown away at how simple it is?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna spend that 25 bucks and get that kit you got over there.
Right. That's all. Dirtbag tip of the day.
Thanks.
So like I said, it really does wonders. Try it if you feel like your lever is going towards the bar. At the end of the day, as I mentioned, I hope that I helped a few riders out there with this video. That's the goal of this channel, is to help riders out there. I hope you guys have been stoked on what we've been doing. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means a freaking ton. Like I said, new video every single day, so be sure to check in tomorrow for the next video. But until next time, you guys, ride awesome. You!